Should you tell people about your YouTube channel? The short answer is no, and the long answer is no. And we're about to find out why right about now. So, if you're just starting out on YouTube, and I know how this feels, you might think you are the next big thing. You might be excited that you finally decided to start your YouTube channel and go on your journey, but the problems that will arise go a little bit like this. If your family find out, you say, "Oh, mum, I'm starting a YouTube channel." She's going to be your biggest critic. So you might be, let's say you're a gamer, you play Minecraft. Your mum might not be the best person to get audience feedback from about your video on Minecraft, where you're doing all kinds of crazy things. Or let's say you're doing comedy. Your grandma is probably not going to be the best person to get feedback right away when you've got 0 views, 0 subscribers. If your family watch your videos, they're going to be like, "Oh, I'm not really sure about that. Oh, it's not very good." And obviously, it can work the other way where you'll get a lot of fake feedback, which is like, "Oh my God, you're so good. Keep going, keep trying. You're going to be YouTube famous." You just don't need the pressure. You're better off starting without anyone knowing. If it's possible, do it when nobody's at home. Don't tell people. I think of it as, if you tell your 10 friends to watch your videos and their algorithm data based on their YouTube habits has nothing to do with your videos, like they're just watching your videos because you're their friend, that could negatively impact your video. I don't know how true that is. Obviously, if you had a viral video as your first video, then a few people watching your videos isn't going to affect it. You're starting a channel on Xbox, but let's say your 5 friends are all interested in PlayStation. All the things they watch are PlayStation. Of course, they're going to give you some support and be like, "That's good," but their algorithm data isn't going to be a match to your channel, which could negatively impact the chance that your views would go out there. It also adds an unnecessary pressure, and you might not think this at the start. You're at that part of your journey where you're like, "I'm excited to start a YouTube channel." But let's say things aren't going so well. You've had some successes, and then now your channel is getting 0 views. Everybody hates you. You're going to have that pressure where people are going to say to you things like, "Oh, it's not really going so well." And it's like, you know this, but you don't need other people to tell you this, especially if they're close friends or family, or let's say you're at school. Now, I just want to say as well, if you're worried about starting a YouTube channel and people finding out, there's like 3 million videos uploaded a day to the platform. So unless you're titling your videos with your real name and, personal information where people could search YouTube and find you, it's very rare that people would find your videos. So unless you're saying, "I go to school here at such and such," title your video that, people in your school aren't going to find you. People at work aren't going to find you. At the beginning anyway, the only way people will find you is if maybe you went viral, but then at that point you'd be like, "I'm rich, who cares?" Now, there's always that point if you haven't told people you have a YouTube channel, and then you get to the point where you're like, "Oh, I'm ready to tell people now." Let's say you've got to 1,000 subscribers, or wherever your goal might be, where you're like, "Oh, actually, I'm not going to tell anyone, but maybe if I get this far, then I'll tell people." When you reach that goal, even if it's, let's say, 1,000 subscribers and you tell people, of course you're going to get the reaction, which is going to be like, "Wow, that's really good." But you might still get the negative reaction from people who maybe don't have a YouTube channel, don't understand how YouTube works. They'll be like, "Oh, what are you doing that for? That's a bit cringe," or, "Ooh, I'm not sure about that." When really the most important thing is to just do what you want to do. And obviously, the more people in your life, if you surround yourself with people who are interested in what you do, other YouTubers and that kind of thing, they're going to be the people who push you on. And then maybe eventually you'll get to the point where you're like, "Oh, I'm making money now," or whatever it might be. And you feel confident that it's not going to affect you. But I know in the past, when I had my old YouTube channel, when people find out, it does actually add an unnecessary pressure that maybe isn't there when nobody knows. So that covers friends and family, your immediate friends and family. The next place you do not, under any circumstances, if you want to grow your YouTube channel, is do not tell other social medias that you've got a YouTube channel. Why? Because you want people to find your videos on YouTube through the YouTube algorithm, people who already have YouTube accounts, people who are logged into YouTube, people who love YouTube. You want them people to be your audience. Let's say you've got a cake bake shop on Facebook, you've got 10,000 followers, and you're like, I want to start a YouTube channel about gaming. Do not tell, do not think I've got a big audience there, so I'll try and get them people over. A, because most people won't be interested, and B, them people are Facebook users. So another example would be is if you've got your Instagram and you've got all your friends and family on there, and you're like, I'm starting a YouTube channel up about something that you want to talk about, maybe it's your hobby, then think about it like this. If you're a fisherman and you like fishing, keep it to yourself. Do you know what I'm saying? I mean, you like fishing, you probably got friends who like fishing, but if you have an Instagram with people you went to school with, you used to work with, all those kinds of things that you've met over the years, and you've got a decent following, they're still not probably going to be interested in hobbies because we're all unique. We all have our own unique experiences in life and we all have our unique interests. So here's another example is if you have a lot of followers on TikTok. So there's an example of a social media that can be quite easy to get TikTok followers. I mean, we all know people in life who've got 1 million views on TikTok. The way TikTok works is very different to YouTube. And you see this all the time with the big creators on TikTok who try to move an audience from TikTok over to YouTube. It doesn't usually work. And when you do that and you try and get those people over to YouTube, if they're TikTok actual hardcore fans that follow you on TikTok, which they probably are because they found you on TikTok, stop saying TikTok. And then those people be like, do you know what? I do actually like this person. I'm going to subscribe to the YouTube channel. If they're not really hardcore YouTube users, it's just going to damage your channel. You see this all the time with channels who've got hundreds of thousands of subscribers, but they get less views than, say, me, because I'm a big deal, as you know. But do you know what I'm saying? We see this all the time. Accounts with dead subscribers or dead viewers. You really have to think in terms of what social media do you love to use? What social media do you want to grow on? Because they're the social medias. If you love X, used to be Twitter, if you're over a certain age, but if you love X, and X is where you spend all your time, and X is where you go to when you wake up in the morning, and last thing at night, and you love X, then you should be making videos on X, posts on X, pictures on X. That's where you should be. But if you're like me, and you love YouTube, and it's where you've been for years, in the morning, at night, when you get free time, and all these other things, and you're like, you love YouTube, you watch different creators, that's the place, YouTube, where you should make your videos. Most people want to make videos on YouTube because if you can grow an audience here, it's still the best place where you can earn money versus all the other platforms on the internet put together. So if your goal is you want to make money, make videos on YouTube, get your subscribers through YouTube. Don't drive traffic from outside of YouTube because it could negatively impact your channel. Now, some people will say this advice is not relevant. It's not important. It doesn't matter who you tell about your videos. I've seen other counter arguments to this where they say it doesn't really matter if you really want to drive your YouTube channel, it doesn't matter. But these outside pressures are not good from friends and family, and also outside social media influences. If you want to grow a YouTube channel, you should really aim at focusing on growing on YouTube. Use no excuse now. You have community posts if you like writing things. So instead of writing on X, you can write in your community posts. If you like posting vertical videos, you can do that in your shorts. If you like posting pictures, you can do that on your community tab. If you like posting videos, you can do that right here on YouTube. There's no reason to try to grow an audience anywhere else and then direct that traffic to your YouTube channel. Sites like Facebook and Twitter actually limit when you share a link off the platform. So straight away, it's going to damage your other social media because they don't want you going off the platform and losing you from their algorithm. And then the people that will see it, they might not be logged in. They might use the Facebook browser or they might use the X browser to view your video, and YouTube's not going to have the data from those people who've watched your video. They can't like the video, maybe they're not logged in, maybe they're not really active YouTube users who YouTube doesn't have a lot of data on. Honestly, trust me on this, I've seen creators start a new channel and have 0 subscribers, and they've had 30,000 views like I did. Or just recently, another creator is saying his channel's shot up. He's got like 500 subscribers from zero with one video. YouTube, if it has enough data, can push your video to the right people if the video is good enough. And if it isn't, you make the next one a bit better. And if that one isn't, you just keep going and going and going until you succeed. So if you enjoyed this video, give the next one a watch. Goodbye.